Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Metal Magdalene with Jet right here on Metal Messiah Radio. Tonight, I have a special guest with us. I have LG Petrov of Entombed A.D. Welcome to the show, LG.
Thank you so much.
So, we of course know you as pretty much the genius behind Entombed, but tell us really quick, because, inquiring minds want to know, what happened that you couldn't use that freaking name and you had to add the AD to it? Even though, all the members are from Entombed, it's all so confusing to us.
I mean, the AD it's not that confusion. I mean, we just wanted to play music and put out albums while this drama is still going on. It's still processing, but we choose to leave it in another dimension. Mm-hmm. And it was. I'm pretty confused myself up to this date, but we're just glad that we have managed to do 2 albums. Mm-hmm. Ready to go on tour again, but. That's kind of weird. It was a weird situation, but we're still entombed.
Oh yeah.
There was some things going in the way that are still in process, like I said. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we're still going. I don't know what the other part is doing.
Yeah, we don't care.
Obviously not music. Mm-hmm. It's what we're all about. So we're just happy to be here and have a second or an 11th album out,
Yeah, no kidding.
It's all the same to us.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, since you were talking about that, when you really think about it, not saying that we're old or anything, LG, but you guys have been around for freaking decades.
Yep.
Did you ever think in a million years, that you'd be doing this for, freaking 30 years?
I mean, when you first put out the first album, you were just happy to have the first album on vinyl in your hands. And, I accomplished this. I could stop right now and I'll be happy for the rest of my life. But, we just continued, and more than 25 years, we're still here. And you get the same feeling for every album. You just want to hold it in your hands. The vinyl, nothing else, and just go for it. I mean, there's not much to it, Put out albums.
And you survived physically through this, through all these years. I mean, has there, in all these years, going out there and touring in all these different countries and different parts of the world, has there ever been any instances that really stand out, like good or bad? I mean, there's got to be something. Give us the dirt.
It can be like if you have a day off in a rainy, BP station, oil station at a rainy Hungarian place. That can be a downer. But I mean, there's always. There's always, there's a show the next day. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have some vodka and meet some new people and just headbang, pretty much.
So you don't get any.
Bang your brain cells away. So we must have had a good supply of brain cells before.
So you're telling me that all these years you guys have been good little boys and not get in any trouble whatsoever?
No, but I mean, what goes on stays on YouTube.
All right. So, okay, we get it. So, hey, you're also involved with Firespawn. So, what can you tell us about that project?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a project. It's a real band, and I mean, we've been really productive with Entombed A.D. As well, and we have maximized the time and being productive. And if you use time the right way, you can do a hell of a lot of things that we just discovered that we can do now. Before we were always waiting for one guy, that pretend to was in charge, and we just waited, and there was no plans. But I mean, these couple of years, we've been showing that there's been a lot of things happening within us. that we want to get out. I mean, I think Firespawn and Entombed A.D is a product of that. And I think, Firespawn being a band, and also all the band members in Firespawn, they're involved in their regular band, so to speak. So it's just a matter of planning. I mean, you just have to organize whose show's gonna be where and stuff like that. There's a lot of festivals going on, so it's all being planned right now.
And I was going to say you're planning very well. I mean, both of these bands on Century Media. You just released your debut album from Firespawn late last year. You're putting out your latest album from Entombed A.D. next month. That's some really good planning you got there, LG. Yes. I mean, we're just gonna have to put it all together, and I love each band equally. But I mean, Entombed has been going on for more than 25 years, so of course you're not gonna. I mean, it's hard, but it's fun. Mm-hmm. Sure.
As long as you can stay on stage and headbang and have fun with people, that's the way of life.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. There's always going to be things around it, maybe making maybe a vodka or a beer with a brand, but that you can do simultaneously. But first of all, it's just producing, because in the end, what people want is music and metal, I think.
Right. So speaking of that, today we're here to talk about your new album, Dead Dawn. I believe it's coming out February 26th. But before we dive into the album, tell us a little bit about the cover art and the artist, who I think many of us may know.
Yeah, I mean, it was done by the prominent Erik Danielsson from Vatain. Mm-hmm. He's a good friend of ours, and we asked him, we knew he was doing a lot of cool stuff, so we just asked him, can you do it? And he's like, yeah. We let him come down to the studio and listen through a couple of songs so he could get a good vibe of what it was all about. And then he just did a drawing in a day or two and presented it, and we were like, yeah, perfect. I mean, we like it when things happen simple.
Right.
It doesn't have to take 4 years, If it looks good, it looks good. Take it, First impressions last, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. And LG, Nico stated, right, this is a quote from him, right? From this horrible experience came the urge to express ourselves through sound, and so we did. So tell us, what kinds of emotion and subject matter went into writing this album?
Yeah, I mean, we were rehearsing today for the tour coming up, and he's an emotional guy, Yeah, I mean, but he actually did a great job, because you always need somebody to have a greater, to take care of things. You're always. I mean, we work as a team, but you always need one guy that puts it all together. I mean. I'm personally not that disciplined myself, so I just come by for a couple of hours and then, okay, sounds good, bye. But he did a great job, and I think it's personal view of things, and like we worked as a team, but he spent a lot of hours, coming up with stuff, and then the others as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff. There's diversity. I think I did the least on the album, but that's okay by me. How it is right now. We just, if somebody is good at something and think it's fun, then feel free to do it. There's no pressure that everybody has to be 100% involved all the time. Mm-hmm. That makes it just more fresh, and people can come in with their spontaneous reactions and stuff. So that's cool. I mean, it's very, very good job from Nico.
I was gonna say, like you said, he likes to take care of things. Co-produced it. Where was this actually recorded? Now, did you record it kind of locally, or where did you go to record this? And how did the recording process go?
I mean, we started working with the songs pretty early after the last album was released, because we knew straight away there was not going to take 6 years between these albums. So we started making riffs pretty immediately, and the recording was, we knew the songs when we were in, sort of. And we worked with 2 guys, Jakob Hellner and Tom van Esch, that previously worked with Apocalyptica and Rammstein. So that was kind of new, have a new, set of ears coming into it. But we knew they were not going to change the sound in any way. They knew where we came from. They knew Entombed's history, and they did a great job. I mean, the album the sound is raw, kind of old school, but with an updated sound. And I mean, I wasn't there during the whole recording. I can admit. It was in Stockholm. What was the name? Big Island Sound, it was called. So it was only 10 minutes with the subway there. So just went there, had a cup of coffee, listened through the songs. And it went pretty fast, I like when it's done fast, but without stress. If you're in the studio, you have to do you have to know what you're doing. So it went professionally, quick, and then we let the guys mix it. I actually didn't get the songs in my iPhone until a couple of weeks ago, so I was like, whoa, nervous, but it sounded great. And that's cool about it, when you can trust people to do their job, basically.
That's always a nice thing. And last week you pre-released a song off the album, Midas in Reverse, and a lot of people that I've talked to at least say that they love it, and it kind of reminds them a little bit of Wolverine Blues from your 1993 release. What has reaction been to this album as far as you have heard from fans?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, I've played it to my close friends, and your close friends always going to say it's good. But at least I know they're honest. When they don't like it, they say it. An opinion, you can have 1,000 opinions, at least good or bad. But if they're honest, I can take it. So as long as people are honest, and you're always going to have haters.
Yep.
I like hating myself, so I just think it's fun. Whether if it's bad and people criticize or hate it or something, at least there's an opinion and shows you that people just they care. So, they care.
And with the release of this album, I was looking at your touring schedule, and there's not a whole hell of a lot of room to breathe in there. So what, you got all kinds of touring, and you're doing some festivals too, right?
What did you say?
I said you have some festivals coming up too on this tour, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're just rehearsed today, and tomorrow night we're going down to Copenhagen, and we're gonna shoot a video for a song, "The Winner Has Lost." And and that video is gonna be all about drinking beer.
Yay!
And then the next day we're starting the tour with Behemoth, Abbott, and Inquisition.
Oh man!
2.5 weeks in Europe, and we're sharing the bus with Inquisition and Behemoth, Abbott.
That's a lot of men in one bus.
Yeah, and a lot of beer. Yeah. So we're going to do that for 2 weeks, then we come home, then we have a couple of one-off shows, and then we're going to the States for 6 weeks with Amon Art, our good friends. That's going to be excellent.
I was just going to say, you sang on that Amon Amarth song there. Are you think you're going to be going up on stage some point in the tour and singing that song with them? That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, we did a European tour when I went up every day, and I'll try to do it. Depends on what their set list is going to be, but of course I mean, if I'm gonna go up on stage for 6 weeks, I don't know. But if we're drunk enough and just put it in, we'll do it. No problem. It's just like 4 minutes of fucking Viking power right there.
And there you go, yeah. Viking power, we'll all be drinking our beers with you up there. It sounds freaking wonderful.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's cool because when it becomes routine, it becomes boring.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's going to happen, you just do impulsive things. That's, makes a lot of... it's a great thing, to don't... When you're not sure about what's going to happen, that makes it more interesting. So I might just go up on stage. Oh, do it! And we'll do it. I mean,
well, the thing is, too, it's so much fun for the fans, too. When you're at a show and you're like, what the hell is he doing up there? And then it just always gets a positive reaction. I've never seen anybody be like, what the fuck's he doing up there? Can't he just wait his turn?
Oh, there he is. Oh, come on, guys. Okay.
Just wait your turn. But it's so much fun, and hopefully when you get over here to the States and North America, because you're going to be up there in Canada too, I think a couple of dates up there, it would be all fun for all of us to have that little special treat. Now, when was the last time you came over to the United States? Was it recent?
Yeah, it was last year with D-side, but that tour ended after 2 weeks because of I don't know what it was, but the album came out of it. We just traveled home and started doing the album, so it was good. But now we're gonna be back with Amon Amart, and that's gonna be a lot bigger. And I mean, touring is always fun, but shit happens now and then. Just you're prepared for it. Just deal with it, and step on to the next thing. So,
and with all those Vikings, now you're gonna be drinking beer out of those like freaking bull horns and stuff.
Yeah. I'll share one or two with Johan Hägg there.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to go see it at the Palladium, and we'll drink it out of like animal horns or whatever. We'll get our Viking on.
Got it.
Again, Entombed A.D's new album, Dead Dawn, out on Century Media Records. They're taking off on an extensive world tour, so make sure to check them out. Pick up their merch. And LG, again, thank you so much for doing this interview with us and telling us a little bit about
very, very fun. Thanks for a nice chat.